I love finding art supplies that make me want to experiment, and today's project does exactly that. I was recently introduced to a process called Cyanotype, and after spending a few days experimenting with it, I think I may have found my newest creative obsession. The best part? It's surprisingly easy. If you've never heard of Cyanotype before, don't worry, this was my very first time trying it too, and in this video I'll walk you through the entire process, from mixing the chemicals to making your first prints so you can try it yourself. Cyanotype is one of the earliest photographic printing processes, dating all the way back to 1842. When a special light-sensitive solution is exposed to UV light, it creates these beautiful deep blue images you've probably seen in vintage botanical prints. And honestly, it's so easy and so rewarding, totally a magical process. For my first experiment, I used an award-winning Cyanotype kit from Jacquard. They sent it over for me to try, and it includes everything you need to get started, including the chemicals, measuring cup, paper, brush, clips, printing frame, and easy-to-follow instructions. Now, as someone who's never done this before, I appreciated not having to hunt down a bunch of separate supplies. And let me tell you, it is so much easier than I ever expected. Step 1 is to mix the solution. The cyanotype process starts by mixing equal parts of the two included solutions together. Once mixed, the solution becomes light sensitive, so you'll want to work in low light and use it fairly soon. Step 2, coat the paper. I decided to experiment with several different kinds of paper, including the photographic paper that came in the kit and some watercolor paper. Using the hake brush that was provided in the kit, I applied a thin, even coat to the paper, just avoiding the edges. I kind of like the look of that rough, brushed edge. This part felt a little like painting with invisible watercolor because the magic doesn't happen until later. After coating the paper, I left it to dry in a dark room. I actually just used my bathroom with the door closed, which worked perfectly. When dry, the paper turns a pale greenish yellow color, and it's ready for printing. Step 3 is to arrange your design. This is where things really get fun. You can use pressed flowers, leaves, feathers, lace, photo negatives, or just about anything that blocks the light and makes interesting shapes. I carried my prepared paper to my kitchen and arranged a collection of dried flowers and grasses on top. Then I placed the glass frame over everything to hold it flat and secure. The clips also help with that. Once everything was arranged, I moved it into direct sunlight. This was about at noon, so it was directly overhead, perfect for this project, and started my timer. The paper changes color in the sun almost immediately, and that was honestly one of the coolest parts of the process. Within minutes, the surface transformed from a pale green to a dark, bronzy blue color. I left mine in the sun for 12 minutes. Step 4 is to wash the print. Next came the big reveal. I brought the frame inside, removed the flowers, and rinsed the print in cool water. Now, in hindsight, I do wish I had worn rubber gloves. It's definitely recommended that you wear rubber gloves when working with any kind of chemicals. So, for those of you watching, do as I say, not as I do. As the excess chemicals wash away, the image begins to appear. The areas that are protected from the sun stay white, while the exposed areas transform into beautiful shades of blue. It's one of those moments that I don't think will ever get old. Step 5, let the magic finish. At first, the print looked softer and a little bit lighter blue than I expected, but over the next several hours, the color deepened as it oxidized in the air. By the next day, it had transformed into that rich Prussian blue cyanotypes are famous for. One of my favorite experiments was creating a feather cyanotype over a piece of watercolor paper that I'd previously painted with burnt sienna acrylic ink. Because the ink dries waterproof, it stayed visible underneath the cyanotype image, creating this gorgeous contrast between warm, earthy oranges and cool blues. The combination felt rustic, vintage, and completely unique. Of course, once I got started, I couldn't stop experimenting. I tried dried flowers, grasses, little butterfly silhouettes, and even a peacock feather. Each object created a completely different effect, and every print felt like opening a surprise gift. This dandelion design ended up being one of my favorites. And look at the detail in this peacock feather print. Every tiny strand showed up beautifully. But my favorite part of this project wasn't actually making my own prints. It was sharing the process with my kids. Because cyanotype is simple, hands-on, and doesn't require any complicated equipment, it is an amazing activity for families. My 9-year-old absolutely loved searching for treasures, for leaves, feathers, and interesting objects to print. Honestly, if we'd had more paper, I think he would have spent the entire afternoon making cyanotypes. Those are beautiful. So we're still letting them dry, but what a variety too. We've got glass, a leaf, dried or pressed flowers, little butterfly cutouts, and this is a dandelion leaf, and goose feathers. Which one's your favorite?
The leaf.
Yeah, I like that one too. Stunning. We'll have to hang those in your room. Good job, Luke. My daughter had a slightly different idea. Since she loves sewing and fabric arts, we experimented with cyanotype fabric sheets instead. We combined dried flowers with a photo negative and created this gorgeous fabric print. If you'd like to make photo cyanotypes, you can have negatives printed onto transparency film at places like FedEx Office. Simply convert your digital image to black and white, invert it, and print it onto transparency film. The results are stunning. After just a few days of experimenting, I feel like I've barely scratched the surface of what's possible with cyanotype. I'm already imagining ways to combine it with watercolor, mixed media, sketchbooks, and handmade gifts. It's one of those rare art processes that feels equally exciting for beginners and experienced artists. So yeah, this might actually be my new obsession. A huge thank you to Jacquard for sending over the kit, and thank you for spending part of your day creating with me. I'd love to know, have you ever tried cyanotype printing? Let me know in the comments below. Until next time, have a creative day.